Hi, my name is Lauren and I work at the Texas Water Development Board, where my job is to help build and maintain a system of weather stations that are scattered all across the state. These stations are taking real-time data on things like barometric pressure, rainfall, temperature, and wind speed and wind direction, as well as a bunch of other variables. We do this work so that Texans, like yourself, can always know what's going on in their area when you visit texmesonet.org. Now, you don't always need a team of meteorologists or a bunch of fancy equipment to know what's going on in your own backyard. You can actually take some household items that you may already have and make some of these things yourself. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be making a wind vane, and a thermometer. We're going to make a barometer, which measures atmospheric pressure, and also a rain gauge. Let's go ahead and start off with our wind vane, which is going to tell us which direction that the wind is coming from. So for this project, you're going to need 2 paper plates, some rocks or marbles, something to hold down the plate. You'll need glue, a pin, markers, a pencil with the better part of an eraser left on it, a plastic straw, scissors, and some note cards or some kind of heavy-duty paper. Now, to get started, we are going to take our first plate and draw a compass rose on it using your markers. I went ahead and did that off camera, so that's ready to go. And then we're going to take our second plate, and if you haven't already, go ahead and put your rocks or marbles or whatever in there to weigh it down. And all we're going to do is glue our compass plate on top of our weighted plate. Ooh, and actually, before I put this plate on top, I'll take my scissors and make a small hole in the middle of my compass rose, because our pencil is going to go through there in the end, so that's just going to help us get started. All right, I'm going to put our compass plate on top and set that aside to dry just for a second. There we go. In the meantime, I'm going to take my straw and my scissors and just cut 2 small slits at one end, right across from each other. All right, that's done. And I'm going to take my paper and cut a small triangle out of it. What we're making right now is the pointer for our weather vane, or wind vane, sorry. There we go. All right, I'm going to take my glue. I'm just going to put a small dab right on the inside where those slits are. Not too much. Take my triangle and I'm just going to insert it into those little slits that I made. There we go. And that is our pointer for our wind vane. All right, that's ready to go. I'm gonna go back to my plates. Probably hasn't dried perfectly yet, but we'll use it. I'm gonna take my pencil, and with the eraser end up, I'm going to stick the bottom into the plate. And kind of fiddle with this for a little bit just to try to get it straight. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna take my straw again, and I'm actually gonna be using 2 pins for this part. I'm gonna make some small holes in here so that our pointer is going to just sit on top of the eraser like this. The first pin I'm using is a little bit thicker, and then the second one is gonna be thinner because, I'm gonna go a little bit farther down, because I want the straw to move freely on top of the eraser. I don't want it to get stuck or anything. All right, here's my smaller pin, and I'm gonna stick it through the straw and just straight into the eraser. All right, there we go. And you just want to make sure that your spinner or your pointer spins freely. And you can see right now that the wind is actually moving the pointer on its own already. And we have it, make sure that yours is facing north when you place it outside, so that your north, is facing north. And so right now we can see that our wind is traveling, we're gonna call this southwest, or it's not traveling southwest, sorry, it's actually coming from the southwest, which is important to note. When we talk about wind, we wanna talk about the direction that it's coming from and not the direction that it's moving to. So when you hear somebody say a northerly wind, that's gonna be a cold wind that's actually coming from the north and traveling south. All right, so once this is ready, which it is, go find a place outside to place it, ideally without too much covering it like buildings or trees, but just find the best spot that you can. And there we go. We have made our very first instrument, which is a wind vane. Next, let's work on our thermometer. So for our thermometer, you're going to need some rubbing alcohol, some water at room temperature, a clear bottle, and this is optional, but you could use some food dye to help us see, a clear straw, a permanent marker, and some clay. So to get started, we're going to take our bottle and fill it about 1/4 of the way with some water. Doesn't have to be perfect. That should be fine. And then we'll go in and fill it up with an equal part of rubbing alcohol. There we go. Put this down so it doesn't blow away. And if you have it, a couple drops of food dye to complete our mixture. The alcohol in there is going to help the liquid expand, so when the liquid heats up, we're actually going to see the water rise. And when it cools, we'll also see it lower. All right, there we go. Next step, we're gonna take our straw and some clay. First, we're just gonna drop the straw into the liquid. Take some clay, and I want to suspend the straw in the bottle. I wanna make sure that the bottom of the straw is in the liquid, but not touching the bottom of the bottle. So I'm gonna use some clay to seal it off and help it stay in place. Make sure you get a good seal on there, so definitely take your time and work with the clay. Okay, there we go. And this is totally optional, but I'm gonna actually put a few drops more of water into my straw just so that I can see our water levels a little bit more clearly. So pretty much just bringing up that water level. All right. Now I know that it's about 70 degrees outside already because I went ahead and checked the temperature just a few minutes ago. So I'm going to use that to calibrate my thermometer. I'm going to look at the water level, and my bottle is not perfectly clear, so I need to find a good clear spot. And I'm going to mark what I see in the straw. I'm going to make a little tick mark of the liquid level in there. And that is going to be 70 degrees, for me anyway. For you, maybe if you have a thermometer at home, you can compare it to that. Or you could go to texmesonet.org and see what the temperature is in your area more or less. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, the alcohol is going to help it rise when it gets warmer, and it's going to get lower as it cools down. So you can put this in a shady area outside. You don't want it in direct sun. And monitor how the water moves inside of your bottle. I encourage you to complete your thermometer by checking out throughout the day to see if your water levels have risen or dropped at all, and then you can make additional tick marks to complete your thermometer itself. And that's it, that's our thermometer. So for our quickest weather instrument that we're gonna make, we are going to make a rain gauge. You just need 3 things: a clear jar, preferably with straight edges, a marker, a permanent marker, and a ruler. And really, this is gonna be so quick. I'm gonna lay down my jar, do it however is comfortable. And I'm gonna take my ruler to make some tick marks at every inch on the jar. I'm just gonna draw or write straight on my jar, but you could use masking tape to help you write on the jar, or whatever you want, be creative. So I'm gonna make a 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, and 5 inch. Just go as high up as you can. I'm also gonna make marks at the halfway points. So 0.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. All right, my marks are made. Now, I think probably the hardest part of this project is finding the right jar for it. Because you kind of want those straight edges. That's gonna help you get a more accurate measurement in the end. So you can find a plastic bottle at home and maybe cut off the top if you see that it has a flat bottom and straight edges. Just look around, check out the recycling, whatever might be in there. Oops, accidentally wrote 1 inch at the top. That's not right. And I'm just gonna mark them off. Turn my 1 inch into a 5 inch. And that's it. You're gonna set this outside in an area without any cover above it, so no awnings or trees preferably. And that's really it. All you have to do is wait for some rain to fall and go outside after the rain and see how much water has collected in your bottle. That's it. Pretty easy. For our last project, we're going to work on making a barometer, which is going to measure our atmospheric pressure, or barometric pressure, you could also call it. For this, we're going to need glue, scissors, some markers, a straw, doesn't have to be clear, a jar, 1 balloon, a rubber band or a few more, and a piece of cardboard, a piece of construction paper, a box would work really well. I just went ahead and glued a white piece of paper onto a piece of cardboard. So the first step is to take our balloon and cut it about halfway. I'm gonna take this and stretch it over my jar. Just like that. I have a little wrinkle in there, so I'm gonna try to work that out. You want it to be smooth. Just gonna tug on it to try to get that out. It's not too bad. And just for some extra security, I'm going to place my rubber band around the balloon and the jar just to hold it in place. I could keep on tugging on this if I want, but I think it's gonna be all right. Okay, I'm gonna grab my straw and cut it at a diagonal so that we form a little bit of a point. Just at one end. going to take a dab of glue and put it right at the center of my balloon. And I'm going to place my straw with a pointy side outwards right on top, so that the end lines up with the dab of glue. And since this might take a second to dry, I'm actually going to take just a little piece of tape and place it over my straw while that dries. All right, we're almost there. The next step is to take our piece of cardboard. I liked the idea of a box because it's actually going to be standing up behind your jar. I'm just going to use a piece of cardboard here because this isn't going to be permanent for me. This is just to show you right now. Now with this, I'm going to make a little line that's even with the point of the straw behind it. So I'm going to take a second to do that. You'll get the best result if you crouch down and get at the actual level of the straw. Ooh. See, I already had to make 2 lines, which is fine. Okay, there we go. Ignore the small line below it. So I'm going to draw a sun above that line to indicate good weather. When the atmospheric pressure is high, a meteorologist could potentially predict that we're going to have good weather ahead of us. Decorate this as much as you would like. And below that little line, I'm going to draw a cloud. Maybe you could draw some rain, something like that. Whatever you want to indicate bad weather. All right, here we go. Turn this guy around. So again, if you had a box, it would be really nice because it's just going to sit perfectly behind your jar, and you don't have to tape it down or anything like that. Now let's talk about atmospheric pressure for a second. We may not be able to feel it or see it, but at all times there is a pressure being put down on us by the atmosphere. And what's that going to do? And what that's going to do for our balloon is when that pressure is high, it's actually going to push down, on our balloon a little bit, which is going to force the pointer upwards towards our sun. So again, that would indicate some good weather ahead. When we have low pressure, the pressure is going to be released off of the balloon, which will allow it to point downwards a bit. It's a little bit harder to indicate or to show you here, but it's going to start pointing down towards our cloud or our bad weather, whatever you decided to draw. So go ahead and put this outside somewhere. It could be on a porch, under shade, really anywhere outside. And see if you can predict what kind of weather is ahead of us. And then also notice if we see that kind of weather that you predicted in the next 3 or 4 days after that. And there you go. That is your barometer. And that's it, everybody. We have made our very own DIY weather station. I encourage you to go outside and check what's going on with your 4 different instruments every day. Write it down, and that way you can track what's going on over longer periods of time. Now you can also go and check your results against what we have on texmesnet.org. And now is the perfect time to get started because fall is upon us here in Texas, and the weather has been changing a lot. So you should be able to see some pretty interesting things. Thanks for joining. Bye.